The Sports Report on KCAL News is sponsored by Pechanga Resort and Casino.
It's baseball playoff time, and tomorrow the defending champion Dodgers begin their path to winning back-to-back World Series titles.
And Sports Director Jim Hill joins us now from Dodger Stadium, which is sure to be packed tomorrow night for Game 1. Hey, Jim.
I hope you guys are doing well, because it's going to be a lot of fun here tomorrow night at Dodger Stadium. That is for sure, as the Dodgers will open up defense of their World Series championship in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series as they take on the Cincinnati Reds. And what better way to get it started than against the Reds? The Dodgers didn't expect to be in the wild card round, but here they are for the first time since 2021. The Dodgers won 5 of their 6 games over the Reds during the regular season. Blake Snell was named the starter for Game 1. And how about this? The last time Snell faced the Reds as a member of the Giants, he threw a no-hitter. So here is a little peek at the starting rotation for this wild card series. Snell takes the mound in game number 1 opposite former Notre Dame Sherman Oaks star Hunter Green for the Reds. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the game 2 starter. If necessary, how about this? Shohei Ohtani will start for game number 3. And with me now is Dodger catcher Dalton Rushing. And Dalton, let's talk just a little bit about the anxiety that you and your teammates have now.
Yeah, I wouldn't refer to it as anxiety. This is the kind of games that a lot of this team's been a part of for the last few years now, and obviously guys like Blake Snell, he's been doing this for quite some time. So yeah, I treat it like it's a big series, big baseball for us, and October's upon us.
And of course, it's almost like you can hardly wait. As I look at you, I can see the excitement in your eyes.
Yeah, it's my first postseason. To be a rookie and to be able to come to a team like this and have the opportunity to play in October, it's pretty special, and you want to make sure that you take advantage of every moment you get.
Hey, listen, thank you so much for joining us. Have fun, good luck, and I can hardly wait until the trophy and the parade.
Absolutely, it's on the bucket list, and we're going to get it done.
Okay, well, let me ask you a couple of other things while I still have you here. What's it like in that Dodger locker room right now? Because everyone is expecting you to win.
Yeah.
And when those expectations are there, does that create even more pressure?
No, I don't think pressure comes into the picture. It's kind of our identity. That's the way we want to be viewed. We want to be viewed as the team that is expected to win the World Series year in, year out. There's no settling with a National League title or National League West title. There's none of that. It's World Series every year, and this is just the first step of the way.
What's the best thing about your club?
I think it's the connection, how tight we are in that clubhouse, and even on the field. You see it as of recently. Us as position players have tried our hardest to put all of our trust and respect into our pitching staff, and we've kind of seen it over the last 2 months or so. They've came around, and we look better than ever.
And as a catcher, you have a huge responsibility.
Yes, absolutely. It's our job. Take care of those guys out there, and from there, let the bat do what it does.
You better believe the bat's going to do what it does, and the Dodgers are going to do what they do. Reporting live from Chavez Ravine, I'm Jim Hill. Back to you in the studio now.
All right, looking forward to it. Jim, thank you so much.
The race to the Fall Classic is officially set. The Guardians, after their late season charge to snatch the division, will take on the Tigers in the wild card round. And then we've got an ALE showdown between the Yanks and the Bo Sox. They played each other 13 times this season, Boston taking 9 of those. Meanwhile, the top 2 division winners, Blue Jays and Mariners, receiving byes to the divisional series. We're back joined by MLB insider Jim Bowden as we set our focus to October baseball. And we got to look at the matchups in the American League. I want to see how you see them playing out. Walk us step by step here.
Okay, I'll take you through it, Kiana. First of all, it's great to see the Red Sox-Yankees going at each other. What a great way. 2 out of 3, this old rivalry it's going to be dramatic. And be able to think that both teams were able to set up their starting pitching exactly how they want it. The Yankees will have Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. The Red Sox will counter with Garrett Crochet and Lucas Giolito the first 2 games. All 3 games will be at Yankee Stadium. That's a huge advantage for New York. It may end up going to 3 games instead of a sweep, but I do have the Yankees going to the next round. I like their offense better than Boston. I like their defense better than Boston as well. In Cleveland, Detroit, Cleveland's got all the momentum. Detroit does have Skubal for game 1, but boy, do I like Cleveland's pitching over Detroit when you get to games 2 and 3 in that series. So I've got Cleveland and the Yankees going to the next round. And then I've got the Yankees upsetting the Toronto Blue Jays in that next division series. Blue Jays are dealing with some injuries there. The Yankees are red hot. They finished the year 8 in a row, and if they can also beat Boston, love the momentum coming in, and Toronto's going to have to sit for the next 4 days waiting to see who they play, which again I think will be an advantage for New York. And then in the other series, I've got the Seattle Mariners then beating the Cleveland Guardians. Look, a huge fan of what Seattle has done. That 5-man rotation of Brian Wu, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Bryce Miller, and Luis Castillo, they got hot at the right time in the last month. They've got a great bullpen led by impact closer Andres Munoz, Matt Brash, and Bizzardo. They're great defensively up the middle with the MVP candidate Cal Raleigh and J.P. Crawford, J-Rod in center field, and of course Robles making all his plays in right, and the power of Josh Naylor and Eugenio Suarez, who they got at the deadline. So I got Seattle getting past Cleveland, and then, Kiana, when we get to the ALCS, that's going to be the series. Seattle Yankees. I can just imagine that going 7 games, going to the bottom of the 9th inning. And now, because the Yankees didn't win the division, even though they have a better record than Seattle, Seattle would get the home field advantage. And I got Seattle walking it off on a J-Rod homer to send them to their first World Series ever.
That would be absolutely incredible. I go back to years back when it was Julio Rodriguez and how he just changed just the trajectory of that team, and then going full circle now in 2025 with an opportunity to make it to the World Series. It's going to be exciting, but nonetheless, I want to move on to the senior circuit because the defending champs will face off against the Reds, who squeezed their way into the postseason with that tiebreak over the Mets. The Cubs will take on the 5-seed Padres. Meanwhile, Phillies and Brewers, they're owning that first-round bye into the divisional series. So, Jim, I'm going to say it's a long road for the defending champs, but how do you see the NL playoff picture playing out?
Yeah, so I think the wild card round will be really easy for the Dodgers here. No matter who they throw out there, whether it's Yamamoto and Ohtani or whether it's Snell, Glasnow, I don't know what their plan is yet until they announce it, but whoever they send out there, I have a hard time feeling the Reds are going to be able to beat this Dodger lineup. Those 3 Hall of Famers at the top of the lineup, Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, and then you have the length with Teo Hernandez in the breakout year that Andy Pajas has had. This Dodger lineup is just too good. And although the Reds have their best 2 pitchers, Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo, scheduled to go, Hunter Green has never really had a lot of success against this Dodger team. And I think the lineup of the Dodgers is just too much for Cincinnati. They've struggled offensively most of the year. So I think the Dodgers go to the next round. I think the San Diego Cubs wild card is a great matchup. I think they're absolutely evenly matched. But because the Cubs' best starting pitcher, rookie Cade Horton, has a fractured rib and will not be active for this series, I'm going to say the Padres beat the Cubs because of that, and they're able to go to the next round. And then you get to the next round, and the 2 best teams in the National League will be playing each other in the division series and not the LCS. So it's Phillies against the Dodgers, and I kind of feel like whoever wins that series is going to the World Series. But I'm going to take the Phillies upsetting the Dodgers. Even though I think the Dodgers have the best team in baseball, I'm going to take the Phillies because I worry about the Dodgers bullpen. I think the Phillies have a better bullpen. And I also like the fact that the Phillies have 3 left-handed starters. And right now, we don't know if Will Smith will be active, but a lot of left-hand hitters in that Dodger lineup. And I think those left-hand pitchers are capable of beating the Dodgers in a short series. And then when we get to San Diego at Milwaukee, Milwaukee has been the best team in baseball all year. They have the best record. They have home field advantage throughout. But we're always going to have upsets. The best team doesn't always win. I've got the Padres upsetting Milwaukee and having a date with Philadelphia in the NLCS. And Kiana, in that matchup, I like the Philadelphia Phillies in 6, getting to the World Series for a date with the Seattle Mariners.
Okay, so if my math serves me right, we have the Phillies, and it's not going to be an easy task because you said not always does the best team win, but they're going to make their way, getting that victory over the Padres in the CS to make their way to the World Series. And on the opposite end, we will have the Seattle Mariners making their first World Series appearance. So with all of that being said, who's your pick to win it all?
I think it's the year of the Mariners. I do. I think they get to their first World Series. They win their first World Series. I think the Phillies have a better team. I do. But you know what? There's something about the depth of the Mariners starting pitching, the bullpen, the vibe that's going on in Seattle right now. The salmon is tasting better than it ever has before. And Cal Raleigh's magical season just doesn't seem to ever end with his 60 home runs. And when you look at him and J-Rod and Naylor and Suarez and Crawford, the great leadership of manager Dan Wilson, I just have the vision of Seattle shocking the baseball world and winning their first world championship. So I'll go with Seattle over Philadelphia.
The Magic currently in Seattle. They've got the depth. You've got Cal Raleigh in the season that he is having. Hey, possibilities are endless, but you know what? We have about a month until we find it all out. As always, Jim Bowden, we appreciate you coming by with these hot takes. I'm circling this down. We're going to follow up on these later on, okay?
Thanks, Kenna. Appreciate it.
Well, taking a look at the odds to win the World Series, I mean, if you are feeling good about the Mariners, as our Jim Bowden is, plus 500 odds, that's actually tied with the Dodgers, tied for the second shortest odds to win the World Series. But late in the pack is the Phillies, plus 410 odds to win the World Series. And then you've got your Yankees, Brewers, Blue Jays all tied at plus 850. I mean, the countdown begins. We are officially entering October baseball. It's anybody's game. We'll find out who's the last two standing.